Do you guys think the Commanders are going to sit on their hands watching this season sink? Because let me tell you something, what just leaked about a star receiver who could reunite with Jaden Daniels is going to change everything. And that is not the only thing. We have a veteran quarterback sending powerful messages in the locker room when we need it most, and 3 college prospects who this weekend could become the solution to our defensive and offensive problems. If you think this bye week is for relaxing, you are crazy. Stick around until the end because what is coming is explosive. The San Francisco 49ers are about to cut loose one of the most talented receivers in the league, and guess who is the #1 favorite to sign him? Brandon Aiyuk, Jaden Daniels' best friend, could be wearing burgundy and gold next season. And I'm going to explain why this is not just another rumor. 15 months ago, Aiyuk signed a 4-year extension for $120 million. But now, after a severe knee injury and monumental drama with the organization, everything indicates San Francisco is going to release him when the season ends. And do you know what is the craziest part of all this? That Aiyuk decided not to dispute the voiding of his $25 million guaranteed for 2026. Let me repeat that this man preferred to lose more than $25 million just to get out of San Francisco. Do you think that is a coincidence? I tell you this. When a player of that caliber is willing to leave such an amount of money on the table, it is because he has a very clear plan of where he wants to be. And here's where the story gets good. Remember the drama last year? Aiyuk posting screenshots of Daniels at Commanders practices. The two appearing together on the Pivot Show. All those social media posts. The holdout that heated up trade rumors to Washington and Pittsburgh. All that was not for nothing. These two have a connection going back to Arizona State, where Daniels threw in passes, and they dominate the conference. Now imagine that chemistry, that connection, that trust, but in the NFL with burgundy and gold in our stadium with OUR fan base. But I know what some of you are thinking. Marcus, the guy is coming off a serious knee injury. How do we know he is going to be the same? Look, Aiyuk was scheduled to return in September, and even though the season did not go as the 49ers expected, he is going to have all the time in the world to recover completely before next season. And here comes the really interesting part. The Commanders would not have to give anything in exchange. 0 draft picks, 0 trades. Just sign the man as a free agent. And after Aiyuk proved money is not his main priority right now, Washington could get a massive discount. Now, I ask you this. Do you think Jaden Daniels is not going to be in Adam Peters' ear, telling him we need to bring in my brother? Because I believe Daniels is going to do everything possible to make this happen. And with the relationship they have, with the proven chemistry, with the fact that Aiyuk literally left $25 million on the table to have freedom to choose where to play, Washington is the obvious destination. Think about this. Terry McLaurin might not be here after next season. The Commanders also have to decide what to do with Deebo Samuel this offseason if they keep him. The offense needs playmakers after seeing how we struggled with injuries this season. And getting Aiyuk would not stop us from still drafting another young receiver in April. 49ers voided Aiyuk guarantees for $25 million because supposedly he missed team meetings and activities, basically telling him, we do not want you here anymore. And instead of fighting for that money, he simply said, okay, see ya. Do you know what that tells me? That this man already has his mind set on another place. And that place, my friend, smells a lot like burgundy and gold. Imagine the formation. Daniels in the backfield, McLaurin on one side, Aiyuk on the other, young draft receiver in the slot. That is a problem for any NFC East defense. The Cowboys with their aging secondary. The Eagles trying to cover all those receivers. The Giants are the Giants. But here is the question we all should be asking ourselves. If the Commanders do not go for Aiyuk, where does he go? Because I guarantee you, if Washington does not make its move, another team will. And then we are going to be watching Jaden Daniels throwing passes to receivers who do not have half the chemistry he has with Aiyuk, while he is dominating in another uniform dot at him. Peters has shown he is not afraid to make aggressive moves. He brought in Lattimore move chips in the draft. He has been building something special here. Now is the time to take the next step. Because when you have the chance to get a Pro Bowl receiver who has proven chemistry with your franchise quarterback who is willing to sign for less money and who does not cost you any draft, pick how do you not make that move. I tell you this, if Adam Peters does not have Brandon Aiyuk phone number on speed dial for the moment free agency opens, we are making a massive mistake. Because this opportunity does not present itself twice. And us Washington fans have waited too long to see this team make the right moves at the right time. If that surprises you, wait until you hear this. While everyone is talking about losing records and defensive problems, there is a man in that locker room sending crystal clear messages about what it means to be a professional, a leader, and a true teammate. And that man is Marcus Mariota. I know what many are thinking, Marcus, he is just a backup quarterback. Why should I care? But let me tell you something, what Mariota is doing in Washington goes way beyond being a simple backup. This man is building the culture this team needs and is being the mentor Jaden Daniels needs to become the elite quarterback we all know he can be. Since arriving in Washington, Mariota has felt something he had not felt in years: freedom. The freedom to be himself, to play without pressure, to enjoy the game again. And that confidence, that comfort, has become one of his most valuable contributions to this team. Remember the victory last year when Mariota did not hold back praising Daniels? He said the sky is the limit for him. But he did not stop at nice words. This man has been actively molding our quarterback of the future day. After day, practice after practice, Mariota has told Daniels, something all young quarterbacks need to hear: you are going to fail, you are going to make mistakes, you have to learn from those things. And that comes from a man who has lived all the ups and downs the NFL can offer. A former number 2 draft pick, a quarterback who had his moments of glory and his tough moments, but never lost his love for the game. And Daniels recognizes it. After one of our victories last year, we could hear Mariota on the mic, giving him that pep talk: get up, catch your breath, take your win, use your God-given abilities, we are going to win this game. And Daniels said that leadership simply breeds confidence. Marcus has been like that since day one, but Mariota's influence is not just symbolic. When Daniels injured his ribs in October of last year, who stepped in and led the team to a dominant 40-7 victory over the Panthers? Marcus Mariota. That performance reinforced how valuable his experience is, not just in terms of plays, but in guiding the team and maintaining composure. Lance Newmark, our assistant general manager, said it perfectly: backup quarterback is a very important position. Marcus was a great teammate. And those words show Mariota's role goes way beyond simply stepping in when needed. He is a pillar in the quarterback room. And here is something I love: Mariota recently got back number 8, the number he wore at Oregon and at the start of his NFL career. He described the return as very meaningful and said the team respected the importance of the number for him. For Mariota, wearing number 8 again is not just nostalgia, it is a reminder of where he came from, the legacy he built, and the journey he is still on. Now, I ask you this: how many backup quarterbacks in this league really care about their number enough to make that change? That tells you everything you need to know about this man's character and what it means for him to be here. And in the middle of this 6-game losing streak, when frustration is at its highest point, when fans are questioning everything, Mariota stood in front of the media and said, continue to believe in this team. I believe in these guys. There is fight in this. Dog, we are going to fix this. Do you know how many players in this league would say that after 6 losses in a row? Not many, but Mariota is not like most players. He has been through the good times and the bad. And those tough moments do not define a team. The way you respond to those moments is what matters. Mariota even appeared recently in a motivational video for the Oregon Ducks, his alma mater, saying belief is stronger than doubt. And that message resonated deeply with fans and players, reinforcing his role not just as an athlete, but as a leader and inspiration. But here's the thing that really impresses me in a league where the focus is always on the star player. Mariota impact comes in the quieter moments. Coaching Daniels, stepping in when needed, guiding the room through ups and downs. That leadership might not always show up on the stat sheet, but it can change the trajectory of a season. And I believe that is exactly what he is doing. Because when you have a young team like ours with a rookie quarterback learning on the fly, having someone like Mariota in that room is invaluable. It is not just about the plays he knows or the experience he has. It is about the mindset he brings every day. Mariota is teaching Daniels how to handle pressure, how to bounce back from mistakes, how to be a leader even when things are not going well. And those are lessons no playbook can teach. Those are lessons that only come from living the experience, from having been in the trenches, from knowing what it takes to survive in this league. The Cowboys have Dak Prescott, but do they have a mentor like Mariota? The Eagles have Jalen Hurts, but do they have someone who can guide their quarterback with the experience and maturity of Mariota? The Giants have their own problems, but us Commanders have something special in Marcus Mariota. And while everyone is looking at stats and records, I am looking at the long-term impact this man is having on Jayden Daniels' development and this team culture. Because at the end of the day, when Daniels becomes the elite quarterback we all know he can be, a big part of that credit is going to go to Marcus Mariota. And that, my friends, is something nitrogen monoxide stat can measure. But that is nothing compared to what is coming. Because while we are on our bye week, there are 3 college prospects playing this weekend who could be the solution to many of our problems. And with only 6 picks in the draft, Adam Peters needs to hit on a LL of them. First, let us talk about Makai Lemon, receiver from US. This guy stands 5'11", weighs 195 pounds, and has a legitimate argument to be WR1 of the entire draft. Lemon has been the most consistent player in all of college football this season, and the tape he is putting out is ridiculous. His route running is as precise as they come. And despite his smaller size, he fights for every ball as if he were a big-body receiver. Lemon is a true nightmare in coverage with his ability to get leverage and separation. And even when he is well covered, which does not happen often, his hands become a magnet for the ball. This weekend, USC number 15 in the country is going to face Oregon number 7 on the road. And I tell you this, these are the games where blue-chip prospects have their biggest moments. It would not surprise me at all if Lemon plays his way into top 10 conversations and WR1 for the draft. Now imagine this: Jayden Daniels throwing to Brandon Aiyuk on one side and Makai Lemon on the other. That is a problem no NFC East defense can solve. Can the Cowboys cover that? Do the Eagles have enough corners? Please. But we cannot forget about the defense, because that is where we really need help. And here is where Zion Young, edge rusher from Missouri, comes in. This guy stands 6'5", weighs 262 pounds, and currently has 6 sacks, 33 pressures, and 2 forced fumbles. Young is going to be one of the biggest X factors in the Missouri number 22 game against Oklahoma number 8. And what I love about him is he is not just a pass rusher. His stop rate against the run of 8.7% is going to translate well to the NFL with his discipline. I took Young in my last 7-round mock draft for the Commanders because his ability to stop the run at a high level on his way to the quarterback is exactly what we need. Stopping the run is just as important as the pass rush, and not many rookies can do it immediately. But Young can. He could be an option in the 3rd round, but probably is going to have a big draft process and be a fast riser. If the Commanders end up with a pick high enough, and decide to trade back young as a prime candidate who could go anywhere from the second or third round. And finally, let us talk about our secondary because we desperately need to fix it. Someone needs to replace Martian, Lattimore, who is probably leaving this offseason, and Colton, who from Tennessee will be a great fit to play on the outside opposite Trey Amos. Hood stands 6 feet, weighs 195 pounds, and is making the most of his opportunity as just a redshirt sophomore. He has the length and speed to stick with any receiver on the outside and fight at the catch point. Hood has only allowed 24 receptions in 393 coverage snaps this season, with Tennessee main corner German McCoy out with injury. He has a great opportunity on the road against the Florida Gators to continue building his resume and putting elite tape for the draft. Now, I ask you, do you think Adam Peters is not watching these games this weekend? Because I guarantee you he and his scouting team are going to be glued to the TV watching every snap of these 3 prospects. And here's the thing, with only 6 picks in the draft, we cannot afford to miss. Every selection has to count. Every pick has to be a player who can contribute immediately or develop quickly into a starter. Lemon could solve our receiver problems. Young could give our defensive line the edge rusher who can stop the run and get the quarterback. Who could be the answer in the secondary we have been looking for? But here's the real question. Are we going to be aggressive enough to get these guys? Because if Lemon plays like I think he is going to play against Oregon, he could get out of our range. If Young dominates against Oklahoma, his stock is going to rise. If Hood locks down Florida receivers, everyone is going to be talking about him. And then we are going to be sitting there in April, wondering why we did not make a move to move up and get one of these guys. When we had the chance, the Cowboys are watching these same prospects. The Eagles are taking notes. The Giants, well, probably are going to ruin their picks anyway. But the point is the competition for talent in this division is fierce. And us with a young quarterback who needs weapons, with a defense that needs playmakers, with a general manager who has shown he knows what he is doing, we cannot stay behind. This weekend is more than just college football. It is a preview of what our future could be. It is an opportunity to see the players who could be wearing burgundy and gold next year. It is a chance to start dreaming about what this team could be when we have all the pieces in place. Because I believe, and you should believe too, that we are closer than people think. 1 or 2 offensive pieces, a couple of defensive players, and suddenly this team that is 3-8 becomes a real contender in the NFC East. So there you have it. Aiyuk could reunite with Daniels. Mariota is building the right culture, and 3 prospects could change our future this weekend. Tell you this, the next few months are going to define the future of this franchise. The decisions Adam Peters makes this offseason, the moves he makes in free agency, the picks he selects in the draft, all that is going to determine if we continue being a 3-8 team or if we become real contenders. And I guarantee you tomorrow, we are going to have more explosive news, because in this league, things change fast. You cannot miss what is coming. Now I ask you, do you think Adam Peters should go all in for Brandon Aiyuk this offseason? Do you think Mariota deserves more credit for what he is doing with Daniels? Which of these 3 prospects do you want to see in burgundy and gold? Let me know in the comments. And if you agree that we need to make aggressive moves this offseason, hit like on this video. If you think this team is closer than people think, subscribe, because we are going to be covering every move, every rumor, every decision that affects our Commanders. Because this is not just a news channel. This is a family, a community of fans who have suffered together, who have celebrated together, and who are going to be here when this team finally gets to where we all know it can get. So join us. Be part of this community. Because when the Commanders finally make it, and I believe they are going to make it, we are gonna be able to say, we were here from the beginning, believing when others doubted, supporting when others quit. And remember, hail to the Redskins.